couple of circles, I'm not going to use my ball and cup tool. The reason why I don't want to use my ball and cup tool is I've got a very high space here, and by using the ball and cup tool from the back, I might have a chance of destroying this shape, which I don't want. So instead of using the ball and cup tool, we're going to draw in these little circles freehand. So I'm going to start with the inner little circle. So from the front of my pewter, I draw in a tiny little circle on both sides. And then we're going to remove our liner and we're going to flatten around the little circle to bring it up. Tidy up with the Teflon tool. So now you can really use that Teflon tool to get into the back little area which you couldn't reach with your paper stamp. So all we want is a tiny little nip that stands up. And then we can continue with the next little circle. Back onto our liner, and from the front of our pewter we draw in the next little circle. We remove our liner and we repeat our flattening process. On our hard surface, still working on the front of our pewter. And then we can go on with the next one. Now for the last little circle. Still working from the front of our pewter on our liner, using a medium to a hard pressure to draw in the outlines. There we go. So now we can lift up the outside line so that this entire section can come up. So back onto our liner, working on the front of our pewter, we can now do the outline. Now we can remove our liner and then we can flatten. We flatten on the front of our pewter using our paper stamp on our hard surface, and we flatten towards our design. And then I always flatten a little bit over my design, because every time we work, you're not just pushing out the pewter in this area, but everything else can also lift up. So we always flatten a little bit over our extended area. And then we can tidy up with our Teflon tool. So after flattening, we can now lift up this area a little bit from the back to get it a little bit higher. So we turn our pewter upside down, and I first put my soft surface down, and I'm going to use 2 hands because I don't want my pewter to bend in these little corners. So I'm using 2 hands to pick it up and carefully turn it over, making sure that my pewter don't bend. So from the back of my pewter on my soft surface, I'm going to use my paper stump with a little flat tip, and I'm going to slightly color in this area with a soft motion, not to destroy my little circles. So you can now do a little bit of pressure on the inside of your circles, but not too much. And I can do it the same on the other side. So with a little bit of pressure, we can bring out that design and then bring out the little circles as well. I'm also going to do a little bit of height on these ones, but very little. And then we can turn it back to the front. Again, I'm going to use both hands to turn it over, and then I'm going to remove the soft surface, place my pewter face up on my hard surface, and again I need to flatten the area around. And you can see there's a lot of extra space in here that I can push into this design. And then we can use our Teflon tool to tidy up and define our edges. So once we filled these designs with beeswax, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a little bit of a retracing around the circles for them to pop out a bit. There we go. So now we are ready to move on to our next section.